crossroadsirl.com.
As to illegal aliens, we agree with you that we do not think the comprehensive health care benefits should be extended to those who are undocumented workers and illegal aliens. We do not want to do anything to encourage more illegal immigration into this country. We know now that too many people come in for medical care as it is. We certainly don't want them having the same benefits that American citizens are entitled to have.
In 1993, Hillary Clinton states the obvious. How come we don't hear this kind of common sense coming from the Democrat Party anymore? Like, whenever I hear them today, it's as if I'm listening to a bunch of retards refusing to pay attention to reality. Whatever you reward, you get more of. If you continue to provide these illegal immigrants or illegal aliens, like she correctly said, with these benefits, more keep coming.
Americans, not only in the states most heavily affected, but in every place in this country, are rightly disturbed by the large numbers of illegal aliens entering our country. The jobs they hold might otherwise be held by citizens or legal immigrants. The public service they use impose burdens on our taxpayers. That's why our administration has moved aggressively to secure our borders more, by hiring a record number of new border guards, by deporting twice as many criminal aliens as ever before, by cracking down on illegal hiring, by barring welfare benefits to illegal aliens. In the budget I will present to you, we will try to do more to speed the deportation of illegal aliens who are arrested for crimes, to better identify illegal aliens in the workplace, as recommended by the commission headed by former Congresswoman Barbara Jordan.
President Trump has said these exact words, and the Democrats have responded by calling him a racist. This is the golden boy of the Democrat Party, okay? Bill Clinton. He's saying these things openly, and no one is calling him a racist. President Trump is repeating these same things. These are common sense things, by the way. Look, let me know in the comments section why you think that Democrats, or let me say, what you think made the Democrats switch over to become so unhinged and insane. All right, let me know in the comment section, because I'm watching this and I'm like, I would vote for this. I would vote for this Democrat Party today. I would support them. I would give them my vote. But today's Democrat Party is so insane, and the voters are so unhinged. Most of them that you see on the street are so unhinged that you're like, this is essentially a party that supports insane policies, and common sense people really don't want that happening in their country.
We are a nation of immigrants, but we are also a nation of laws.
So this is where that insanity began. The nation had immigrants, okay, later on, but originally they were settlers that came to the New World to settle. They didn't come because there were health benefits. They didn't come to the United States because someone was waiting at the border with a cell phone and a debit card to let them ease into their stay in the United States. They didn't have free hotels. They didn't have Medicaid and Medicare to take care of the diseases that they'll contact because they came to a new continent. Look, the settlers built up the civilization we see today in North America. Let's just simply say the truth about it. Let's tell the truth. Let's just learn to tell the truth. Let's have good faith conversations around how the United States came to be. The local Indians, the Aboriginal Indians hadn't built up a modern society like we see today. They did have a society, granted. They did have a way of running their communities, granted. I've been told that the colonials learned a bit about how they ran things and integrated it into the way the United States Congress operates, which is nice. But did they build the modern United States that we see today? the immigrants who eventually came over to the United States came over because the settlers had built something that was attractive and promising, and then they came over. So we need to have these real conversations. By the way, this video was put together by Dev Gibson. I'm going to link the link to this full video in the description of the video. I need to give credit to whom credit is due. And you can head over to his channel and support him, subscribe, and support his channel. He's a good he's a good guy.
It is wrong and ultimately self-defeating for a nation of immigrants to permit the kind of abuse of our immigration laws we have seen in recent years, and we must do more to stop it.
The fourth challenge is to take back our streets from crime, gangs, and drugs. And we have actually been making progress on this count as a nation because of what local law enforcement officials are doing, because of what citizens and neighborhood patrols are doing. We're making some progress. Much of it is related to the initiative called community policing, because we have finally gotten more police officers on the street. That was one of the goals that the president had when he pushed the crime bill that was passed in 1994. He promised 100,000 police. We're moving in that direction, but we can see it already makes a difference, because if we have more police interacting with people, having them on the streets, we can prevent crimes. We can prevent petty crimes from turning into something worse.
What happened to defund the police? Guys, I wish the Democrat Party would return to common sense policies like this. I don't hate the Democrats. I don't hate the people who vote Democrat. I am shocked and flabbergasted that anyone would pick up on these unhinged, insane policies that they run on, and people would actually go out and vote for them. It's astonishing to watch the insanity, but it's happening. This is the Democrat Party that I remember. I keep saying during the live streams and on my videos that if I grew up in the United States, I would have grown up Democrat. And the common sense part of me would have been okay voting for this. Yes, they could have had some of those fringe policies like abortion and so on, and I might be able to hold my nose and vote in spite of all of those things, because let's face it, most people who vote for President Trump have voted for him in spite of his revised position on abortion. But this current version of the Democrat Party has gone way off the reservation.
But we also have to have an organized effort against gangs. Just as in a previous generation we had an organized effort against the mob. We need to take these people on. They are often connected to big drug cartels. They are not just gangs of kids anymore. They are often the kinds of kids that are called super predators. No conscience, no empathy. We can talk about why they ended up that way, but first we have to bring them to heel. And the president has asked the FBI to launch a very concerted effort against gangs everywhere.
Broken borders, that's an oxymoron, something we can't tolerate. Borders, by their nature, our definition as a nation and our protection as a country. Broken borders, they don't exist. We can't tolerate them. So let's say from the start that we all in this body, and I know I can speak very firmly for the Democrats, support strong border control.
I miss this version of the Democrat Party, guys. I don't know about you. I know that a lot of channels go all in about hating Democrats and calling them retards and all kinds of things. But I'll be very honest with you. I miss this version of the Democrat Party. Even though they did have their problems, and looking back historically, they began the rhetoric of calling Republicans Nazis a long time ago. But the common sense policies that they would still debate on, were quite attractive, and I do miss this. Let me know in the comments section if you think I'm going too soft on the Democrat Party. Not the current version. I'm just nostalgic for these kinds of conversations and debates. Yes, they essentially did hold on to certain policies that I, in all good conscience, would never vote for, but they were common sense in other areas.
And it must be part, and the first part, of any comprehensive immigration reform. It is our obligation as elected officials to keep the American people safe, and our borders are our first line of defense, one of our early lines of defense to do that. Democrats support also enforcing laws, current laws, against those who came here illegally and those who hire illegal immigrants.
Would you allow these cities to ignore the federal law regarding the reporting of illegal immigrants and, in fact, provide sanctuary to these immigrants?
The reason the cities ignore the federal law is the fact that there is no funding at the federal level to provide for the kind of enforcement at the federal level you need. Pick up the New York Times today. There's a city not far across the river from my state that imposed similar sanctions. And what they found out is, as a consequence of that, their city went in the dumps, in the dumpster stores.
He's talking about sanctuary cities, guys. He's talking about sanctuary cities, that these sanctuary cities essentially impose sanctions on imposing federal law on illegal immigration. And here's how he describes how they turned out.
Started closing, everything started to happen, and they changed the policy. Part of the problem is you have to have a federal government that can enforce laws. This administration has been fundamentally derelict in not funding any of the requirements that are needed even to enforce the existing law.
So, Senator Biden, yes or no, would you allow the cities to ignore the federal law?
No.
So, guys, let me know in the chat or in the comments section what you think about this. I have watched the Democrat Party for years. And like I said, I would have grown up a Democrat if I lived in the United States. We were favorable to the Democrat Party because they had attractive politicians. Let's be honest about it. But the Democrats did a great job about branding their party as the pro-black party and so on. And we all bought the spiel. But today we're seeing that they've essentially gone off the reservation with insane policies and demanding that law enforcement be removed from cities and demanding that federal law doesn't get enforced where immigration is concerned. It is clown world on steroids. That's my new catchphrase, which I borrowed from Senator John Kennedy, my favorite senator at this point. Well, let's know your thoughts in the comment section in the chat. Do you enjoy the commentary? Do you enjoy the takes that I've given during this reaction video? Let me know in the chat. And also let me know by subscribing, liking, and sharing the video. And if you do subscribe, please hit the bell icon to be notified when new videos are released. And I live stream regularly, daily at 9 p.m. Eastern and at 12 noon Eastern. So please consider joining the channel and being a part of it. And you can also support the channel by leaving a super chat or a super thank or joining the membership of the channel. Let's know your thoughts in the comment section, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.